and political stability, dream of justice and respect for human rights, dreams of economic integration and freedom of movement. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, was born to deliver those dreams. Yet, for 3 decades, ECOWAS was almost neither living nor delivering the dreams. But infectious had been the Osiwa dream of making ECOWAS a community that was possible.
I remember even in 2009 when President Chambers was talking about the contribution of the Commission, instead of even talking about the contribution of the Commission proper, President Chambers in the area of free movement said, okay, look, with the support of Osiwa, Waxoff was going to border post, etc. And this we can see as our own achievement, our own performance.
The West African Bar Association came on board, was born in 2004 with the assistance of Osiwa. The West African Bar Association, with the collaboration of the management of the court and Osiwa, championed a campaign for the amendment of the protocol of the court so as to enable community citizens to access the court.
I think we've done tremendous work with ECOWAS as an institution. We've worked with the elections unit within ECOWAS. We've worked with the governance program within ECOWAS. And by and large, I think when you compare the work that ECOWAS does to other regions in Africa, I think we've seen significant progress in terms of what they've been able to achieve.
It has been a struggle. President Johnson Sirleaf had said when Osiwa was barely 5 years old, we have had challenges, but I think we can be proud that Osiwa's footprints were well established in West Africa.
If we are true to the spirit of open society, and then we are true to the spirit of the diversity and complexity and difficulty of the issues we are dealing with, and then I think we want to engage in the search for solutions that would be sustainable at the long term. And if we are respectful also, I think, of what people think, believe, and then are struggling with, then we should provide the spaces, to come up with those genuine solutions, to the problems.
Footprints, listening to everybody, and the third unsaid attribute, involving all.
60% of the population in Africa is younger than 25 years old. But those people, the kids, the young people, don't have the right to talk. And what Open Society initiative allow us to do is to give them a voice.
Neither excluded were Mamadou Ba and his fellow traditional medicine practitioners, those previously considered remnants of a forgotten history. They received the needed assistance to catch up with and embrace the change considered necessary in the way that traditional healthcare providers handle AIDS cases. Now, across West Africa, they have a self-developed charter to guide their practice. 10 years, established footprints, registered marks, pushing ahead in peace and soldiering on in war, dedicated to changing worlds and touching lives, closing nightmares, opening better space, thinking and planning, each part of a whole, the whole that together makes up the driving force of Osiwa. These men and women toil night and day to extend the frontiers of justice, equality, probity, and good governance to make every citizen count in West Africa.
From my own standpoint, watching the development of the institution in Africa has been one of the most satisfying experiences of my professional career. We face difficulties, we face challenges, but I do think we have the human resources. We will be up to the challenges that face us.
The idea of having an institute was to have a place of refuge for civil society, a place where civil society leaders could really feel at home, could be trained in a comfort zone, and then we could hold documentation for them.
This is West Africa Democracy Radio.
West Africa Democracy Radio. It's you speaking.
Established in 2005, the West Africa Democracy Radio is a legacy by Osiwa to democracy. Where the media is free and all can talk, then all is safe and secure.
Whichever way we look at it, we may prioritize people's food needs. We may prioritize their health needs. We may prioritize their educational needs. But without free media, without media that exposes these problems and helps the people to find solutions to these problems, that democracy we are talking about, that development we are talking about cannot prevail.
After the war, people realized that lack of information on government issues and the way information was being managed by people who had sparse access to it created or was part of the conflict, in the sense that the country was cut off. The normal Sierra Leone broadcasting service, whether it was radio or television, were kind of confined to the city Freetown, while more than 2/3 of the people lived in interlands. So when the war ended around 2001, there was this need for the people to have access to information in the hinterland.
Osiwa must avoid some of the pitfalls we've seen in other bodies like that. They must not allow themselves to become politicized in such a way that they lose credibility. Because what drives you, what makes Osiwa and such bodies to stand up and stand out is their credibility.
So for me, Osiwa, if Osiwa can continue also looking out for the not so big names.
In terms of strengthening of the partner organization, it is rather weak, and I would like to see that increased a little bit.
Similarly, again, in terms of getting civil society in various countries to be organized and to mobilize them and make them much more active around the elections and elections period, I think Osiwa has done tremendous work in the past, which needs again now to be further concretized.
I see an Osiwa that is going to be engaging more with government institutions, not only in terms of just meeting, but really giving capacity to government institutions so that government institutions can deliver. So I see our advocacy component becoming stronger. I see our training component becoming stronger in that process. I see an Osiwa that will no longer be at the back, but at the forefront, working both with partners and with government in delivering.